The Joe Rogan Experience.
Chromebooks are actually pretty logical because mostly what people do is scroll.
Yeah.
They just go online and scroll.
Well, I don't leave the house, so what do I need the laptop for?
Are you like completely locked down? In
Oh,
New
I
York
just
City?
meant because I love my house.
Oh,
It wasn't
you don't
because of
leave-
Corona. This has
Oh.
been the case for many years.
So you haven't altered your behavior much at all because of Corona? Because this is what you've always done?
Well, I've altered it in that like I wanted to travel more, but everyone's closed. There's
Yeah.
nowhere to go.
Are you worried about the virus at all?
No, I'm worried about the response to the virus. And this has given some very, very bad people some very useful information about how much crap people put up with.
Yes. I agree with
And
that.
that we're at a point where it's just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna open up, even though the metrics are worse than when we were closed. But now double masks, why not? And there was an Onion article from '99 that said, drinking dog pee lessens risks of cancer, snickering researchers say. And I'm telling you, if they told people to start drinking dog pee, people would be on Twitter wondering what the best breed.
If Fauci said it,
They would do it.
yeah, there would be a large percentage of the population that would be sucking some.
And
Dog
would be
pee-pee.
yelling at you that you're not doing it.
Yes.
Because how dare you not drink the golden retriever pee,
Yeah.
which is the golden standard of pee, to keep grandma from dying.
Well, I think that's one of the things that's really fascinating about this pandemic is that it's happening during the time of social media, where we've never had anything like this before, where groupthink is encouraged and
Yes.
enforced, and people. There also, because of the pandemic, so many people are just online all day.
Sure.
Because they're unemployed or they're at work from home and they're not really working. They're just on Twitter all day, and you're seeing this like these really crazy behavior patterns. It's like people ganging up on people.
I don't think they're crazy at all. I think, I had this tweet where was a huge backlash, and I said if you replace the term coronavirus with Jews, all of a sudden the behavior of 1930s Germany makes a lot more sense. Because one of the big questions back in the day is, how did Hitler pull this off? How did he convince a population of educated people to behave in just the most inhuman ways? And what we're seeing is when low status people are given an excuse to assert dominance over other people for whatever reason,
Yeah.
illegitimate in that case, somewhat legitimate in this case, they will champ at the bit to tell you to sit down and shut up and obey.
That is true.
It decentralizes the enforcement mechanism. I was on the subway in New York. I've been in New York all my life. I've never seen anything like this, where an older man in his 50s was yelling at an Asian dude who wasn't like at the rickshaw. He was just like a regular Asian dude standing over him, screaming, "Where's your mask? Go back where you came from." And it's like, if you're this concerned about the virus, why are you coming close to him? You don't care about the virus. This is your excuse to be dominant and aggressive over someone in the most despicable way possible.
That's a lot of what you see in social media, right? A lot of the
Yes.
really shitty behavior is an excuse to be shitty. Like they found an in
Right.
order to exert their shitty behavior.
Being violently anti-racist is the only way lowest status whites have an excuse to be dominant and better than somebody else.
Yeah.
This is the one leg up they have, so this becomes their identity. You don't see it that much from people who are minorities or people who are immigrants, certainly, people who are gay, unless they went to college. But you see it all the time with these lowest status whites, especially white women. They're tripping over themselves. Now they have a chance to yell at someone and feel empowered. It's really reprehensible behavior. And if you want to stop this behavior, that's not the way to do it. If you want to stop ignorant behavior, educate people, be friendly with them, say, hey, you know what? I come from this background. You probably don't realize what you're saying. But when you're saying this, you're talking about my grandma. And when someone comes at you like that, you're like, oh, crap, I'm sorry. I didn't mean thinking by it. And you've educated that person very quickly. I don't care about that. It's all about dominance, always. And what do I need to say to get you to do what I want?
Yeah, and because of social media, they have this weird little outlet now where a person isn't just talking to someone on a subway. Now they're talking to everyone that's on their
Right.
feed. They're talking to, and a lot of people will chime in that also want to reinforce this kind of shitty behavior. A lot of other low status people that are finally getting their voice heard on something, and it's irrefutable. Like, wear a fucking mask.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of those irrefutable things. No one's going to argue with you.
It's like, if you're wearing a mask, why do you need me to wear a mask? It's like, you don't need a condom and a diaphragm, right? When we were kids, it would have been unimaginable for someone to say, I yelled at my grandparents at Thanksgiving dinner for X, Y, and Z reason. Everyone would be like, jock, nerd, whatever, like, dude, what is wrong with you? And now they get applause. Now they'll go on Facebook. I told off my grandma. I told off my so-called racist dad, homophobic mom. And everyone's like, good for you for standing up for yourself.
Yeah.
No, you're an ass.
Yeah. Did you see that TikTok of the white kid talking about how all white people are racist?
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing because it's a perfect example of that. It's illogical what he's saying, like that he's saying that he's racist
Right.
just by virtue of being white. And it's so bizarre to watch because he's a caricature. He literally is like a parody. He's like one of those YouTube comedian parodies of these social justice warriors.
It harkens. I made the point that corporate America has done a much better job of importing Maoist communism than the Chinese party ever did. But this was what Mao invented. North Korea still has it. They these struggle sessions where you get up with all your colleagues and you have to denounce yourself and say what you did that was horrible. And then they all berate you. And then you point out, oh, I saw Joe doing this. Joe, I saw Mike doing this. And this was their kind of community because it keeps everyone watching each other all the time.
Yes.
And it keeps everyone so-called honest. And by honest, they mean subservient to the regime. And there was a conference call from Northwestern University, I believe, when all the law students had to get in the call and say, I'm white and I'm racist.
What?
Yes. This happens increasingly where you are ordered to say you're at the very least racially insensitive. And it's like, let me tell you something. As an immigrant, like this crap does not sit well with me. It's just totally foreign to my thinking.
Yeah.
And it's such this relic of American Puritanism. You know, this kind of like we're all such sinners and we have to denounce ourselves. It's this weird mix of Woodrow Wilson and Chairman Mao.
Wow, that's an interesting way of putting it, but I think you're onto something. Catch new episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience for free only on Spotify. Watch back catalog JRE videos on Spotify, including clips. Easily, seamlessly switch between video and audio experience. On Spotify, you can listen to the JRE in the background while using other apps and can download episodes to save on data cost, all for free. Spotify is absolutely free. You don't have to have a premium account to watch new JRE episodes. You just need to search for the JRE on your Spotify app. Go to Spotify now to get this full episode of the Joe Rogan Experience.